Welcome to the viewers for the lecture on structural analysis. So, in the last two lectures, we have been we have been introducing the moment distribution method, and in the last class, lecture number 92, we have done a few gate questions. We have solved a few gate questions. Now, in this lecture, we will take up continuous beams. We will be in the normal curriculum. We will be doing continuous beams as well as portal frames. Now again in continuous beam, let us start with a gate problem. So this is again a gate question. The problem here is a continuous beam ABC, that is a two-span continuous beam ABC, shown in figure. They are given the figure, carries a uniformly distributed load of 50 kilonewton per meter over the entire span on AB and BC. Support B sinks by 5 mm. The support B alone settles down by 5 mm below A and C. That is, I will show the data also. So this is the beam ABC that is given. Load is 50 kilonewton per meter. Delta B is 5 mm. Delta B is 5 mm. And the value of EI is given. W is already given in the figure. So 5 mm below A and C. Support B alone sinks by 5 mm. And the value of EI is constant throughout the beam. EI is constant. Taking E equal to 200 kilonewton per square millimeter, I equal to 332 into 10 power 6 millimeter to the power 4. Find the bending moments at supports A and B, because C is a simply supported end, using the moment distribution method. So that's about the figure and the question that is given in the gate examination. Now coming to the solution, now already you have seen the figure and also these are the given data. Right. Now again, as I discussed in the earlier lecture, all gate questions we got solution in some book. Therefore, for this problem also, complete solution is available in a book. So I will just change the value and do the problem, and then finally we will discuss the answers for our problem and answers for the gate solution for the gate problem, right? So let me do the problem with the values changed. Now I have taken the span 4 meters as 6 meters. We are going to solve the problem on the right hand side. This problem we are going to solve. In the place of 4 meters I have taken 6 meters. In the place of 3 meters I have taken 4 meters. 4 meters. Delta, instead of 5 mm, I will change it as 7 mm. Delta, in the gate examination they are given 5 mm, I will take it as 7 mm. So 7 mm means it is 0.007 meters, right? In the place of 200, I will take 210, because 210, I will take this value as 210. So this 332, I will make it as 396. 396. Let us forget about these values. These values are given the gate. So I will just change the value, and W in the place of 50, I will take it as 80. 80. So these are the values for which we are going to solve the problem. Right. Now coming to delta equal to 0.007, and coming to EI equal to, E is 210, I is 396 into 10 power 6. On multiplication we will get this equal to 8.316 into 10 power 10. This is given in terms of kilonewton per millimeter square. This is millimeter to the power 4. Therefore, one is in terms of kilonewton per mm square. The other value is in terms of mm to the power 4. Therefore, this becomes 2. So, we will be getting the value in terms of kilonewton millimeter square. Kilonewton millimeter square. So, we will this is equal to so many kilonewton millimeter square. So our load is in terms of kilonewton, but the length of the beam is in terms of meter. Therefore, this is equal to 8.316 into 10 power 10 divided by meter square. Therefore, millimeter by 1000. Meter square means 10,000 square multiplied by 1000 millimeter by millimeter will become meter by meter. So this is equal to, this is 10 equal to 8.316 into 10 power 4 kilonewton meter square. So this unit conversion is very important, particularly when we deal with the delta. That will affect the final answer. We have to be very careful, right? Now coming to the next page, right? First is that of fixed end moments. As I told you, we have discussed the procedure. So the first step is that of determination of the fixed end moments. Fixed end moments. Now coming to fixed end moments, M of AB, it is subjected to UDL. So AB means it is minus WL square by 12. WL square by 12. Now, here the support B alone settles down. So B settles down by 0.07 millimeter. And compared to A, B settles down. Therefore, when the right support settles down at both ends, there will be an anti-clockwise moment 6 EI delta by L square. As far as BC is concerned, compared to C, B settles down. Therefore, both ends you will have a clockwise moment of 6 EI delta by L square. This already we have done it in slope deflection method, right? Of course, this point will be useful those who are reading moment distribution method first, right? That's about the values. So delta equal to 0.007 and EI equal to 8.316 into 10 power 4. Right. Now coming to the next page. Right. Equal to minus 6EI delta by L square. Minus 6EI delta by L square. So this is equal to, our W is 80. First span is 6. So 6 square by 12. 80 into 6 square by 12 minus 6 into EI is 8.316. EI is 8.316 into 10 power 4 EI. Delta equal to 0.007 by L square is 6 square. L square is 6 square. So this value will be minus 240 minus 97.02 equal to minus 337.02 kilonewton meter. M of BA equal to this is plus WL square by 12. Again this is minus only. Minus 6EI delta. As far as span AB is concerned, both are minus L square. So the values will be the same UDL throughout the span. Therefore, the first value will be plus 240. Second value will be minus 97.02 as before. Therefore, this value equal to 142.98 kilonewton meter. This is for the span AB, right? M of BC for the second span, M of BC equal to, again that is also subject to UDL. Therefore, left support minus WL square by 12. Now here the left support settles down. That is here if you see as far as BC is concerned, UDL is same UDL 780 kilonewton per meter and length is 4 meters. So that is same. Length is 4 meters. And settlement is again 0.007. Left support settles, therefore both values will be plus. So coming to this, it is plus 6EI delta by L square, that is equal to minus W is 80, L is 4 meters. For the second span, L equal to 4 meters. L equal to 4 meters. So 80 into 4 square by 12 plus 6. EI is same, 8.316 into 10 power 4. Delta is again same, 0.007. Only support B settles by 0.007 and by L square. Second, for the second span BC, L equal to 4 meters, therefore it is 4 square. So this value will be equal to minus 106.67 plus 218.295 equal to, the sum will be 111.625 kilonewton meter. Coming to M of CB will be equal to, this is plus WL square by 12, WL square by 12 plus 6 EI delta by L square equal to 106.67, same numbers, 106.67 plus 218.295, that is equal to 324.965 kilonewton meter. So that is about the fixed end moments, considering the UDL as well as settlement of supports. Right. So in the moment distribution method, the next step is, the second step is that of finding out the distribution factors. Distribution factors. Coming to distribution factors, as we have discussed earlier, here the beam is ABC. So joint A has got only one member. When there is one member, there is no question of distribution. Even in a family, there is one member, boy or a girl. The entire property is only to that girl or boy, that's all. So no question of distribution. This is just to make you to remember the term easily, that is why, right? Right. So A carries only one member, no question of distribution. Coming to joint B, there are two members. Member BA on the left hand side, member BC on the right hand side. That involves distribution. So you have to distribute the unbalanced moment to member BA and BC. Again, coming to joint C, there is only one member. Therefore, no question of distribution. So only for joint B, we have to tabulate the distribution factors. So that has to be strongly remembered. And before that, length is BA. A is fixed. Therefore, the relative stiffness is I by L. I is uniform. L is 6 meters. For the member BC, L equal to 4 meters. Far end is simply supported. So for the member BA, it will be I by L. For the member BC, it is 3/4 of I by L. This you have to remember every time we need not see the figure. So just you can remember. Right. Now here again the tabulation we have to open out. Joint member relative stiffness. Now for all these things, you have to open out the tabulation and show the calculations relative. So it is a regular problem, total stiffness. Total stiffness TS. Then next is that of distribution factor. Distribution factor equal to relative stiffness by total stiffness. So you have to write elaborately. Write it as distribution factor. So we have just open out the tabulation. I'll just do it roughly. Say there is only one joint B. There are two members, BA on the left hand side, BC on the right hand side. No more joint carrying more than one member, right? So for BA it is I by L. For BA it is I by L. I by L equal to here L equal to 6 meters, I equal to I itself. So it is I by 6. I by 6. So for this the far end is simply supported. Therefore 3/4 of I by L, that is equal to 3/4 of I, L equal to 4 meters. L equal to 4 meters. Therefore this value equal to 3I by 16. 3I by 6. So this is I by 6. This is 3I by 16. Right. Now coming to the total stiffness. So this is another column. So you have to do it systematically. Right. Coming to total stiffness, it is I by 6. So this is to be divided. Right. I by 6 plus 3I by 16. So LCM we can have it as 48. LCM, let us take LCM as 48. So this will become 8I, because denominator is 6. Therefore that will become 8I plus. So this is 16, this is 48. Therefore 3. So 3 into 3, 9I equal to 17I by 48. 17I by 48 is the total stiffness. Now we have to find out the distribution factor. So for getting the distribution factor, it is relative stiffness, that is equal to I by 6 divided by 17I by 48 equal to, just for convenience I will make use of this space. So I by 6 into 48 by 17I. As I told you, you will have to open a bigger tabulation so that these calculations are to be done in the tabulation itself, right? So here for want of space I am just taking like this. So this is I by 6 into 48 by 17I, that will give you a value equal to 0.471. So this value equal to 0.471. Now for this relative stiffness is 3I by 16. By means 48 will go to the numerator by 17I. Here also I and I will get cancelled. This 16 and 48 will give you 3. So this is equal to 3 into 3, 9 by 17. 9 by 17 equal to 0.529. 0.529. So that is about the distribution factor. So before proceeding further, you will have to check that sum of distribution factors at a joint, whether it carries 2 members or 3 members or 4 members, the sum of the distribution factors at a particular joint must always be equal to 1. Now here 0.479, 0.529, this will be equal to 1. Sum equal to 1. This point we have to check. This, right. Now next is the moment distribution. Third step is moment. So moment distribution will be carried out in a tabular form. So first is joint. The first is joint. Next is member. Next is that of distribution factor. Then that of fixed end moments. So we'll just do the tabulation first. So you have to just carefully observe how the tabulation is being done, and how to write down the different values and how to divide into different boxes. So that has to be carefully noted. Right. Now here right. Now joint, remember there are three joints A, B, C. So one joint is A, the second joint is B, the third joint is C. Right. So in joint A, you have member AB only. It's a continuous beam. So there is only one member AB. In joint B, you got two members. One is member BA, the other member is BC. And in joint C, there is a member called CB. So it's a continuous beam. A, B, C. Right. So ABC, that's about ABC. Now what we have to do is we have to divide this like this. So there is only one member, that's all. You stop here. And in joint B there are two members, therefore B, below B you have to draw this below B. In joint, yes, that's about B. Yes. And here the final. Right. Now, so B has got two members, BA and BC. So that you have to just provide in one column. Right. Now, coming to distribution factors. So distribution factor, there is only one member in A, no distribution factor. There is one member in C, no distribution factor. Right. Now coming to BA, it is 0.471 for BA, and BC it is 0.529. Therefore, these values you have to write here. 0.471, yes, for BA it is 0.471, the other value is 0.529. Right. So, right. And then before doing the moment distribution, you draw the column such that AB and BA are in one span, BC and CB are in one span. So you need not draw vertical line in all the columns. So this is the vertical. So that AB and BA will be together, BC and CB will be together. Right. Next step is that of fixed end moments. 1, 2, right. Fixed end moments are MFAB is minus 337.02. This is 142.98. MFBC is 111.625, 324.62. Right. So these values I have to reproduce in the tabulation. Right. Right. Now these values are minus 337. The fixed end moments are minus 337.02. This is MFAB. This is 142.98. Right. This is 111.625, and this is 324.965. Right. Right. So that is about the fixed end moments. Now, hereafter you'll have to start the moment distribution process. So moment distribution in the moment distribution process, the first job is release the simply supported end, because C is simply supported. C cannot take any moment. Therefore, first we have to release C, because it is the 324.965 we have got because of the wrong assumption that we have assumed C to be a fixed support. That is not the case. Now we have to realize the original given figure, right? Therefore, when C is not going to take any moment at all, therefore, what we have to do is release C, release C and carry over to B. Release C means we are going to apply a moment here. So this you want to make it a 0. Therefore, what you have to do is you have to apply minus 324. Apply minus 324.965. So that we have to make it as 0. So we are applying a moment of minus 324 for making it as 0. Right. So BC is a span. So in a span, we know when the far end is continuous or far end is fixed, there will be a carryover to the opposite end of the same span, value equal to m by 2. m by 2. m by 2 is minus 162 point, this is minus 162.483. So this is the first work. Now, first we have released the support C. Right. So first work we have done. Right. Now, next is, now this will be the initial moments. What we are going to get will be after releasing this, these are the initial moments. That means for the final addition, you should not consider the value above this. So the value above this, right. So the value above this will not be considering for the final addition, right. So initial moments, so you have to rewrite, so minus 337.02, this is 142.98. So these two when added will get minus 50.858 and this is 0. So A is 0. That's all. So next we have to balance joint B. There is only one joint to be balanced. So in B, the moment MBA and MBC must be equal and opposite. Now here it is not the case. Again it is because of our assumption only. We have assumed B to be a fixed support. Therefore it is because of our assumption only. So these two must be equal and opposite. Right. For making this equal and opposite, you add the two. When you add the two values, this is 142, this is minus 50, the unbalanced value will be 92.122. 92.122 is the 92.122 is the unbalanced. So net value 142 minus 50 is the net value. Now this net value must be 0. If the joint is to be under equilibrium, the net value must be, suppose this is 142, this is minus 142, it will be in balance. Therefore this has to be 0. There should not be a value of 92.122. Therefore, for making this 92.122 0, you apply minus 92.122. So 92.122 is the unbalanced moment. To balance it or to make it 0, apply minus 92.122. Right. Now this 92.122 to be applied to the member BA and member BC. For the member BA, based on stiffness etc., we have calculated the distribution factor is 0.471. So what is 0.471 into minus 92.122? What is the value? So that value is equal to minus 43.389. So this value is to be BA minus 43.389. 389, right. For the member BC, distribution factor is 0.529. 0.529 into minus 92.122. So this is equal to minus 48.733. So this is equal to minus 48.733. Right. So distribution is over because no distribution at A, there is only one member, there is no distribution at C. Right. Now next is that of carryover, because when we apply a moment minus 48.733, there will be a carryover to the opposite end in the same member. BC means to CB there will be a carryover factor. But the support C already we have released, there should not be any carryover to the simply supported end. That should not be disturbed again. Once for all, C is finalized. That's all. Now coming to AB, when you apply a moment, minus 43.389 is applied to BA. This value 48 is applied to BC for balancing the joint. Right. When you apply, there will be a carryover to the opposite end of the same member. So carryover, this is balance and carryover. Carryover to A will be minus 21.695. Right. Actually, the carryover is to be done in the next line, not in the same line. The second line is meant only for balancing, because I have done the carryover in the same step for a reason that I will tell you now. Before that, I want to tell you one more point. Now, we have balanced joint C. Hereafter, you are not going to balance joint C or joint A. Suppose joint A contains two members, then there will be a balancing of joint A, balancing of joint C, etc. Here, there is only one member carrying, one joint carrying two members. Therefore, no more balancing, because the balancing of joint B will be needed if there is any carryover from A to B, or if there is any carryover from C to B. So A is not going to be balanced, C is not going to be balanced. Therefore, there is no chance of getting carryover moment from A or from C. Therefore, joint B is once for all finalized. As far as this problem, in future we will be doing number of problems, we will be doing number of iterations. So as far as this problem is concerned, there is only one joint, intermediate joint. Therefore, the balancing and carryover process is over. That is why I have done in the same line. Otherwise, I have to bring this 21.695 to the next column, again balancing carryover till the values become negligible. You have to do this process. That we will do it in the future problems. So that completes the moment distribution process as far as this problem is concerned. But in some problems, you will have to do 10 iterations, 12 iterations, etc. It will be a continuous process. Right. Now, final moments. Straight away, final moments. So when I do next problem, we will understand why carryover is to go to the next row, right? So this is minus 358.715. This is 99.591. This is minus 99.591, and this is 0. So that's about the final moments. Right. Now that's all. That's over. Now we'll have to draw the bending moment diagram. That's all, right? So bending moment diagram, we know there are two spans. So here it is minus anti-clockwise, and here it is plus clockwise. So this will cause tension at the top. This will also cause tension at the top. So this is minus. So this will also cause tension on the top. So we have to draw the support moments on the top, and here it is 0. Right. Now here it is some 358.715. This value is 358.715 kilonewton meter. And the second value at B, it is 99 point something. So it is 99, this value 99.591 kilonewton meter. Therefore join these two. Support moment diagram for AB. The support moment diagram for BC at C, it is 0. So therefore the support moment diagram for BC will be like this. BC will be like this. So on this, so this is 6 meters. AB, this is 6 meters. BC is 4 meters. And the free moment diagram. So mu AB, considering AB as a simply support beam, it is W L square by 8 UDL over the entire span. That is 80 into 6 square by 8. That value will be 360 kilonewton meter. For BC, again same formula. W is 80, L is 4. So 80 into 4 square by 8, that is equal to 160 kilonewton meter. So this is a support moment diagram on which you have to superimpose the simply support moment diagram. So that means the board is 360. So this value, the total value is 360 kilonewton meter, and this value is 160 kilonewton meter. So this is minus, this is plus, this is minus. So we have to hatch perpendicular to the member. So we have to hatch like this, right? This is the net diagram. So this is negative. This is again negative. Again negative. So this is positive. Actually this is negative. This is positive. This is positive. So this is the bending moment diagram. As I told you, you have to find out the net value here. The net value here is the value for which you have to design the member, right? And also here also we have to find out the net value. So the net value here will be at the center. Here it is 99.591 by 2. So 160 minus 99.591 by 2 will be the net positive moment. This is the moment for which the midspan section is to be designed. So here we have to find out the average of these two values. Average of 381.75, 99.591. Average value will be here. 360 minus the average value will be the net value. So here this will be because it is at the center, therefore it is 360 minus 358.715 plus 99.591 by 2. That will be the net value. As far as for other cases we will discuss later. So you have to find out the net positive value. And so this is the moment for which this support is to be designed. If this continuous beam is to be designed, so this is the moment for which the support is to be designed. So that's about the design point of view, right? So before winding up this discussion, what are the values that they have got in the gate problem? So gate problem, so this is our solution, forget about this, right? So in the gate problem, what they have done is, so they have coined the problem such that this value comes down, that is the only change. So numerical value is a change. Actually in the gate question paper, the values are, now these are the spans. This is from the solution from the other books. Just I will discuss only the answer. So here it is minus 190.32 minus, so that you can also check it up. And this value is also minus. This value is also minus 56.12. And this value is plus 56.12. 56.12, and this is 0. 56.12 kilonewton meter. Therefore, this will cause tension at the top. This will cause tension at the bottom. This will also cause tension at the bottom. Therefore, your bending moment diagram will be, for the support moment here, this will be up. For the support moment here, this will be down. Therefore, this will be the support moment diagram. This will be the support moment diagram. That is for the solution given in the gate examination. These values becomes say the bending moment causes tension at the bottom. That is the only change. Otherwise, there is no change in the procedure. So the numerical values we have changed. Therefore, that is the change. So this value is 190.32, and this value is 56.12. And then for the given loading, we have adopted 80 kN per meter. So they have adopted some 60 kN per meter. If I am correct, it is 50. So for 50, the moment at the center here is 100. So for this span, it is 100. Sorry, the diagram, the board is very smooth, therefore. Right. So this is the value, and here this value is 100. This value at the center is 100, and here at the value 56.25. So here it is actually it is not a parabola. So this value here is 56.25. Right. So this is minus, this is plus, and this is entirely it is plus. So here this is the bending moment diagram. It's completely positive, causing tension at the bottom. Tension at the bottom. Right. So this is the bending moment diagram. So because of the numerical value that you have changed, we are getting this bending moment diagram in the solution given by some books. So this is the solution. That is the only change in the, because of the numerical values we have changed, because we have changed the numerical values. Otherwise, there is no change in the procedure. So this the viewers can try, find out whether you are able to get this solution. If you are getting the solution, we will be happy, right? So that completes this lecture. So other problems we will discuss in the coming classes, right? So thank you for your patience. Thank you.